What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So UFC Fight Night Blanchfield versus Fiorot just wrapped up, and really fun card. I heard on the commentary they said it tied the record for most knockouts on one card. We had 8 knockouts on this card, a couple of sus ones, a few weird results, but overall good card. But let's get into a quick recap of all the bets. So we'll start off with the main event. Our first underdog of the week was Mano Fiorot. She won. We told you. Future champ right there. We also told you to sprinkle it by decision. She won by decision. That would have got you at least a little 4-1, 3-1 on your money. Uh really fun fight. Went pretty much exactly how we thought it was gonna go. If Mano could stop the takedowns, we knew she'd be able to cruise to a nice little comfortable decision, and that's exactly what happened. Um, Crazy first round. Fiorot went for a takedown in the first 2 minutes and ended up in Aaron's guillotine and did very well to fight out of it. And then after that, she decided no more playing on the ground. And for some reason, Blanchfield didn't really shoot that much in this fight, which we haven't really seen in all her other fights. She went for a minimum 3 to 4 takedowns. I think she only attempted 3 in this 5 rounder. But one thing I will say, I wasn't even in the loss. I was impressed with Aaron Blanchfield. You got to give her credit. She got the dog in her. She's got the fucking dog in her. Cause first 3 rounds did not go her way. She didn't really get anything going on the feet, but she didn't give up on herself. She fucking kept going. And then at the end of the fourth round, last minute and a half, she fucking put some combos together. Don't get me wrong, they weren't the cleanest combinations, but she was trying. She kept pushing forward and ended up winning that fourth round. I think 2 of the judges gave her the fourth. And same in the fifth. Kept coming, but just couldn't get anything going. Mano, the bigger the bigger what weight was that? The bigger straw weight. That looked like the much stronger straw weight. Every time they clinched up, you could see Aaron was having trouble moving her around. But fun fight. You could tell the crowd wasn't happy after 8 knockouts to finish the card with a women's main event that went to a decision. But you can't make everybody happy, you know? They were spoiled. Eight knockouts is crazy. And then we come to the co-main event. This one was a weird fight. I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but I talked about it in the predictions video. Vicente Luque had a brain bleed. Let's quickly have a quick look at his record. And let's have a quick look. So yeah, he had the brain bleed after the knockout against Jeff Neal on the 8th, 2020. Took a year off, came back the 8th, 2023. Decision dos Anjos, who's a small welterweight. You know, he former lightweight, former featherweight. Luque looked good, you know, had a bit of rhythm, you know, he looked good. And then in this fight, he was coming in against a former middleweight, cutting down to welterweight in Joaquin Buckley. He just looked like, I feel like the strength of Buckley kind of fucked with Luque, you know? And he was shooting for fucking takedowns at the end of the first round, which we never see Luque do, which may give me some questions. I was wondering what was going on, but I don't know. Can you chalk it up to the brain bleed? But he got cracked with some big shots in the first minute or two, and then he started shooting takedowns, which was so weird. And then, okay, so the second round starts pretty even, back and forth on the feet. Luque goes in for a takedown, doesn't get it. Buckley sprawls rear and lines, feeds him the hips. So Luque pulls guard, and then Buckley just starts raining down ground and pound from the guard. And Copeland steps in. The referee, Gary Copeland, Mini Brock, jumps in, stops it. Wasn't a bad stoppage. Vicente jumped up straight away, protesting, but it looked weird. Like he was just covering up. He wasn't kicking on the hips. He wasn't, you know, breaking posture, pulling him down. He wasn't doing any of that shit. He was just covering up. And if you just cover up and take, 30 unanswered strikes, the ref can stop it. I'm not even mad at the ref for stopping it. But a big, big win for Buckley. Fucking huge win for old Joaquin himself. Oh, 1 second, boys. One day I'm gonna learn how to edit, and I'm gonna fucking edit that shit out. Me taking a drink. One day. One day. For right now, we're one taking everything. One take fucking Jake, man. Let's go. But yeah, no, Buckley, man. Respect. Respect. Where does he go from here? No idea. Big fucking win, though. Big name to have on the resume. Vicente Luque, perennial top 10, top 15 guy. He was matched up with Ian Gary in his last one, who I think was ranked in the top 10 at the time. But yeah, fucking. So we predicted moneyline Vicente Luque. That did not hit. Which, in hindsight, you know, who could have saw that coming? And it was a good price. You got a good price on Luque at near even money, so you can't feel too bad about that one. And that brings us to our next fucking prediction. Chris Weidman, Bruno Silva. What a fucking weird fight this was. We put Bruno Silva in the parlay pieces. I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably had him in the parlays. Chris Weidman, though, credit where credit's due, came out looking fucking good. Came out kicking. I scored the first 2 rounds for Chris. But what the fuck was with all those eye pokes? Chris's hand was fully extended 30% of that fight. Like his hand was right there. Like I think he poked Silva in the eye 3 times. I remember counting 3 times, including the end sequence where Weidman had poked him in the eye. Weird finish. I agree with Weidman in the post-fight interview. If you get poked in the eye, you can't look to the ref to fucking help you. If the ref doesn't see it, you just gotta fucking keep going. You can't just curl up in a ball and hope that the fucking ref reviews it after and does a DQ. But so weird, so weird. But even weirder, so they stopped the fight. So okay, so basically Weidman pokes him twice in the span of 1 second. It was crazy. It was like he poked him in one eye and then poked him in the other eye. And when he poked him in like all in the span of less than a second. And then Bruno Silva went down, covering up, holding his eye. And Chris jumps on him, ground and pound, and Gary jumps in and stops it. Can't be mad at that. Yeah, fucking, it is what it is. Happy for Chris though, man. Let's have a quick look at it. Excuse me, Chris Weidman's record. Yeah, coming into this, he was 2-6, and was finished in 5 of those 6 fights, excluding his most recent one against Brad Tavares. But yeah, no, credit to Chris Weidman. I'm not gonna lie to you if I said I didn't fucking feel some type of way when he came out to that classic Tom Petty song, Won't Back Down. I had picked Bruno Silva, but in that moment, a part of me wanted Chris to win. I fucking, like, Chris has been around pretty much the whole time I've been an MMA fan. Like when I first started was the start of the Chris Weidman era. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, no, happy for Chris. What part of me wanted him to walk away after get a win, walk away, but fuck it. If he still feels like he's got something in the tank, fucking give him another perennial top 15 guy. You know what I mean? Like give him a Gerald Mearshart. Give him a fucking who else do we got? Who's that Brazilian guy who loves dancing? Michel Pereira. Give him Kevin Holland. There's a lot of nice matchups for him, you know? But yeah. Whoops. Who saw that one coming? I'm sure a lot of people's parlays were burst by Chris Weidman. Next up, another underdog play of the week. This one actually came out making us look good. Nate the Train. Fucking putting the work on Jamal Emmers. such a classic Nate the Train performance. Super fun fight. Nate comes out. Classic Nate takes a bit of damage, gets really badly busted up in the first 3 rounds or for the first 3 minutes. Catches a very clean elbow on the above his eye, completely slashes his eye open. Gets another elbow on the hairline. Nate's completely bleeding, but I said in the predictions, Jamal Emmers round of gas on him. And he didn't even have a round of gas in this one. He gassed after fucking 3 minutes. He hit fucking Nate the Train with everything he had in those first 3 minutes, couldn't put him away. And Nate just took over, pressured him, just did the Nate thing. And man, that uppercut that Nate knocked him down with money. And the ground and pound finish was fucking textbook. Very, very impressed with Nate Landwehr. And yeah, fucking hopefully you got Nate earlier on in the week at a nice underdog price. But yeah, making us look great. Making us look fucking real great. All right. Our last underdog pick. We weren't 100% certain on this one. It was a bit of a last minute pick, but we went Andre Petrosky against Jacob Malkoun. Man, fucking weird fight. So Andre Petrosky comes out. He looks all right. Classic wrestler versus wrestler matchup turns into a boring striking match. Boys were going shot for shot, 1 for 1, no real combos. Then the second round starts, and you can tell Petrosky's looking a bit tired. So he's like, all right, let's bust out this fucking wrestling. And one of the only times I can remember seeing this happen, Petrosky shoots in for a double, and he hits it like his temple off of Malkoun's hip bone. You see it in rugby league a lot. Boys running full pelt, coming in for a tackle. He gets the fucking hip. He gets bounced with the hip and put unconscious. You see that in rugby a lot. A lot of boys get knocked out coming in for tackles, catching that hip bone. That hip bone is fucking strong. I don't know if anybody's ever been hit by the hip bone in the head. Somebody sprawls a takedown, hits you with the hips. It hurts. It fucking hurts. And yeah, he got the hip bone. Trotsky went down, holding his face. Malkoun jumped on him, pounded him out. Nice win for old Jacob Malkoun. And this solidifies that I will never ever bet against Jacob Malkoun. Or yeah, it's not happening. The guy's a fucking badass. The guy is a fucking badass. You know? So that fucking body, he didn't even need the fucking body lock trip takedown. He just needed to stuff a shot with the hip, and that was as good as any fucking knockout blow he's ever landed his entire career. But anyway, boys, last pick that we had was Kalen Loughran. We had him in the parlay pieces. He had a nice, very dominant decision showing over Angel Pacheco. I think two judges scored it 30-26, giving him a 10-8 round in there. What more can you say? Kalen looked great. Rinse, repeat takedowns. Yeah, that's pretty much it. What do you do with Kalen now? I see he's been calling out, what's that really young Mexican guy called? Raul Rosas Jr. He wants that fight, which I fucking love that matchup for him. Great call out. Another young prospect, a lot of hype. Great call out. Hopefully he gets that fight. We did a few other predictions, but they were more kind of like just throwing them out there. We said Ruzibev first round. We picked that. We saw his record. He finished everybody in the first round except for 2 decisions. So that's 32 first round finishes or 2 to 32 finishes, which is insane. We said Virna Jandarova by decision against Lupe Godinez. And we also had Julio Arce against Gilbert Burns. What did we say? We go Gilbert Burns or Herbert Burns only in the UFC because his brother is Gilbert Burns. Simple as. So hopefully you guys made a bit of money this weekend off those picks. And hopefully Bruno Silva didn't fuck you guys too bad. And yeah, hopefully you guys played Mano by decision and Nate the Train and parlay them with Kalen. But anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. I'll be back later on in the week with my official predictions. Let's just have a quick look. I'm pretty sure I know who's the main event again. That's it. Brendan Allen, Chris Curtis 2. Quick scan on the card. Alex Hernandez, Damon Jackson. Like that fight. Morgan Charrier against Chape Mascarell. I really fucking like that fight. Morgan, former Cage Warriors champion. Chape, remember seeing him on Contender Series. Big hitter. Ignacio Bahamundes, Christos Chagos, Trevor Peak. Trevor Peak fight week next week, going up against the cannibal Charlie Campbell. Banger. Court McGee, Alex Morono, Norma Demont, Jermaine Demondamine. I like that fight. That one's going to decision, calling it now. Cynthia Calvillo, Piera Gonzalez. I fuck with that Gonzalez chick. Rare you see strawweights with power, but Rodriguez got power. Yeah, nothing else really besides those fights. But yeah, not the worst card. Well, look at that. Marvin, Brendan Allen. There was some fucking good fights fell off. Lucas Rocha, Josh Fremd. Anyway, we'll leave it there, lads. But solid night of fights. I never say this at any of the videos, but I'm gonna say it this time. If you can, give the video a like, subscribe, leave a comment if you played any of those picks, or if I got any of them wrong, you want to give me some shit. Good for the algorithm. But anyway, boys, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.